My wife's job is taking selfies in front of buildings I actually designed. The irony isn't lost on me, especially when she captions them, "living my best life," while I'm pulling 16-hour days to pay for that life. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. Emma Hayes, formerly Emma Chen before she married into my boring American surname, has transformed our Boston brownstone into a photo studio. Ring lights in every corner, tripods blocking doorways, and enough makeup to stock a Sephora. Her Instagram followers eat it up. 847,000 people who think watching someone pose with overpriced coffee constitutes entertainment. "Ethan, you're in my shot," she snapped this morning, not looking up from her phone screen. I was trying to grab my architect portfolio from our dining table, now permanently converted into her content creation station. "Sorry for existing in my own house," I muttered, dodging around a light setup that probably cost more than most people's rent. "Don't be dramatic. You know this pays the bills too." Actually, my architectural firm pays the bills. Emma's influencer income covers her shopping addiction and whatever she spends on Derek, her personal trainer. I've seen the receipts, $300 sessions 3 times a week. Either Derek's teaching her quantum physics between squats, or those sessions involve more than fitness. The evidence has been mounting for months. Late-night brand meetings that smell like men's cologne. Whispered phone calls that end abruptly when I enter the room. And then there's Jessica, Emma's best friend and enabler, who can't keep her mouth shut after 2 glasses of wine. Last week, I overheard them giggling in our kitchen. "Ethan's sweet, but he'd never keep up with you in bed. Derek's got that energy, you know?" Emma's response: "God, yes. The stamina difference is incredible." They didn't notice me standing in the doorway, coffee mug frozen halfway to my lips. I backed away quietly, my mind already working through the implications like I was calculating load-bearing weights for a skyscraper. The final piece fell into place yesterday. While Emma showered, her phone buzzed with a text from Trainer D. "Hotel receipt from last night. You left it in my car. Same time Thursday?" I photographed the screen before she returned, humming some pop song and completely oblivious to the fact that her marriage had just collapsed. At 3 a.m., after hours of staring at the ceiling, I sent her a text. "I know about Derek." Her response came immediately. "I don't need your permission." My fingers moved across the keyboard with architectural precision, then stopped needing my house, my bank account, and my last name. My phone exploded. 23 missed calls by dawn, voicemails ranging from tearful apologies to screaming threats. But I was already 3 steps ahead, my mind working through the blueprints of revenge with the same methodical approach I used to design buildings. Emma burst through our front door at 7 a.m. like a hurricane in designer athleisure. Her usually perfect Instagram-ready appearance was disheveled, mascara smudged, hair in a messy bun that wasn't the intentional kind. "We need to talk," she announced, dropping her Hermes bag on the marble counter I'd selected during our kitchen renovation. "Do we?" I continued buttering my toast, not looking up. "I thought you didn't need my permission for anything." "Don't be like this, Ethan. You're overreacting." "Am I?" I finally met her eyes. Define overreacting. Is it overreacting when your wife spends more on her trainer than most people make in a month? Is it overreacting when said trainer sends hotel receipts at midnight? Or is it overreacting when your wife's best friend discusses your inadequate bedroom performance in your own kitchen? Emma's face went through several color changes. "You were eavesdropping?" "I was getting coffee, in my house, that I pay for." She switched tactics, moving closer with the sultry expression that used to work on me. "Baby, it's not what you think. Derek and you, what? Discuss protein powder for 6 hours at the Marriott downtown?" The seductive mask slipped. "Fine. Yes, we've been seeing each other, but it doesn't mean anything, it's just physical. You and I have something deeper. Had, I corrected. Past tense. Would you like me to call the U-Haul or can you manage that yourself? Emma stared at me like I'd grown a second head. In 5 years of marriage, she'd never seen me this calm during conflict. Usually I'd get flustered, apologetic, eager to fix whatever was wrong. But something had shifted overnight. Maybe it was the clarity that comes with having your worst suspicions confirmed. Or maybe it was the architect in me recognizing when a structure had become irreparably compromised. You can't just throw me out, she said, voice rising. This is my home too. Actually, it's not. The deed is in my name. Wedding gift from my parents, remember? You insisted on keeping your financial independence. Her face went pale. In all her Instagram-fueled narcissism, she'd forgotten that particular detail. I'll call my lawyer, she threatened. Already did. Turns out Massachusetts is a no-fault divorce state, but adultery still matters for asset division, especially when there's photographic evidence. I held up her phone, which I'd confiscated when she set it down. The screen showed Derek's latest text. Can't wait to celebrate your freedom tonight. Emma lunged for the phone, but I was already forwarding the message to my email. You went through my private messages? You left it unlocked on my counter, in my house, that you're about to vacate. She fled to Jessica's apartment, leaving behind a trail of expensive perfume and empty threats. I spent the rest of the morning changing the locks and passwords to every account she'd ever accessed. By noon, Emma Hayes was officially locked out of the life she'd taken for granted. But I was just getting started. Derek Slate owned a trendy gym called Slate Fitness in downtown Boston's financial district. His Instagram, which I'd studied like architectural plans, showed a man obsessed with his own reflection. Shirtless mirror selfies, videos of him grunting through workouts, and increasingly bold photos with his clients, including several featuring Emma in compromising yoga poses. My first move was beautifully simple. Our Brownstones smart home system, which I'd designed and installed myself, included exterior projection capabilities for holiday displays. Wednesday evening, as the neighborhood returned from work, I activated a special slideshow. Emma's text conversation with Derek appeared in crisp, 10-foot-tall letters across our Brownstones brick facade. Every dirty detail, every disparaging comment about me, every plan for their secret meetings, all projected for our upscale neighborhood to see. Mrs. Coyle from next door was walking her poodle when the show began. I watched from my window as she stopped, pulled out her phone, and started recording. Within minutes, cars were slowing down, pedestrians gathering, and phones appearing everywhere. My favorite message, now immortalized in neighborhood legend: Ethan's so boring in bed, you make me feel alive again. Can't wait to leave him for you. Derek's response: your husband's a chump. We'll be laughing about this in his house soon enough. The projection ran for exactly 37 minutes before I shut it down. Long enough for the footage to spread across social media, short enough to avoid any legal issues about privacy or harassment. Emma's Instagram followers had a field day. Her latest post, a motivational quote about authentic living, filled with comments ranging from supportive to savage. Her brand partnerships began dropping her by Thursday morning. Apparently, authenticity doesn't include adultery when you're selling family-friendly fitness supplements. But the real masterpiece came Friday afternoon. Derek's gym was hosting a grand reopening event, complete with local news coverage and a live social media stream. I arrived during peak hours, wearing workout clothes and carrying a large protein shake container, the kind Derek constantly promoted on his social media. Ethan! Derek's voice boomed across the gym floor when he spotted me. His smile was predatory, confident. He thought I was there to confront him, maybe make a scene that would only embarrass me further. Didn't expect to see you here, buddy. Thought I'd check out what all the fuss is about, I said, approaching his workout area where the news cameras were set up. Emma's always raving about your technique. Derek's grin widened. He was playing to the cameras now, the successful trainer graciously acknowledging his client's cuckolded husband. She's a dedicated student, very flexible. I bet she is. I pretended to stumble, my 5-gallon protein shake container tipping directly over Derek's head. The thick, chocolate-flavored mixture cascaded down his perfectly styled hair, his designer tank top, his overpriced sneakers. The news cameras caught every second as Derek sputtered and cursed, his cool trainer persona dissolving into a sticky, humiliated mess. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," I said loudly enough for the microphones to catch. "I guess I'm just clumsy, not coordinated like you and my wife." Derek lunged at me, but slipped on the protein-slicked floor, landing hard on his ass while the cameras rolled. The gathered crowd, his clients, potential members, local reporters, burst into laughter. I leaned down, offering him a towel with a concerned expression. "That's for the squats you did in my bed," I whispered, just loud enough for the boom mic to catch. The video went viral within hours. Cheating trainer gets protein shake justice became the top trending topic in Boston. Derek's gym membership plummeted as the footage spread, his reputation destroyed more thoroughly than any lawsuit could have managed. But Emma wasn't finished, and neither was I. My architectural firm was unveiling our latest project, a sustainable mixed-use building that had taken 3 years to design and construct. The opening gala was supposed to be my moment of professional triumph, with 300 guests including city officials, potential clients, and industry colleagues. Emma and Derek had other plans. Jessica, desperate for relevance and cash after Emma's brand collapsed, had been selling information to gossip blogs. But she'd also been feeding me intelligence, playing both sides for maximum drama and profit. She called me Thursday night with a warning. "They're planning something at your gala," she said, her voice tight with nervous energy. "Emma's lost everything, her sponsors, her apartment, even her car got repossessed. She blames you for ruining her life." "She ruined her own life," I pointed out. "I just provided documentation." "Derek's convinced her that if they destroy your big night, somehow it'll fix everything. They're talking about spray paint, smoke bombs, maybe worse. Emma's not thinking straight." The gala was Saturday evening. I spent Friday installing additional security cameras and coordinating with building security. If Emma and Derek wanted to make a scene, I'd be ready. They arrived disguised as catering staff, which would have worked if Derek hadn't been wearing his signature gold chain under the server's uniform. I spotted them immediately on the security monitors in my office, watching as they made their way toward the main event space with suspicious bulges in their catering jackets. I intercepted them on the 20th floor, in the unfinished section that would eventually house luxury condos. The space was all exposed beams and temporary flooring, with a spectacular view of Boston Harbor through floor-to-ceiling windows. "Planning to redecorate?" I asked, stepping out from behind a support column. Emma spun around, her face a mask of rage and desperation. She'd lost weight, her usually perfect appearance now sharp and haggard. "You destroyed everything I worked for." "You worked for?" I laughed. "You took pictures of yourself. I built actual buildings." Derek stepped forward, trying to play protector. "You humiliated us, man. That wasn't cool." "Know what else wasn't cool? Sleeping with my wife in hotels I paid for." Emma pulled out a can of spray paint. "I'm going to ruin your precious gala. See how you like being humiliated." "Too late for that," I said, holding up my phone. "I've been live streaming since you walked in. Currently have about 15,000 viewers watching you confess to trespassing and vandalism." Derek's eyes widened as he noticed the phone. "You're bluffing." I turned the screen toward them. The viewer count was climbing rapidly. 18,000, 20,000, 25,000. The comments were flowing too fast to read, but I caught glimpses. "Is this real?" "Call the cops." "Team Ethan." "Here's what's going to happen," I continued, keeping the camera steady. "You're going to confess everything to my audience. The affair, the hotel receipts, the plan to vandalize my building, Then you're going to walk out quietly. Or what? Derek demanded, puffing up his chest. Or I release the security footage of you two breaking into my house last week. Yes, I have cameras you didn't notice. Breaking and entering is a felony in Massachusetts. Emma's face went white. We never broke in. Tell that to the footage of you using the spare key I'd already had deactivated. Attempted burglary at minimum. The live stream viewer count hit 35,000. Derek was sweating now, his trainer confidence evaporating as he realized the scope of his public humiliation. This is insane, he muttered. What's insane is thinking you could destroy my career and walk away clean, I replied. But here's your chance for redemption. Tell the truth to my audience, and I'll consider not pressing charges. Emma broke first. Maybe it was the stress of losing everything, or maybe she finally understood that her actions had consequences. She looked directly into the camera and started talking. I cheated on my husband with Derek, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. We used his money to pay for hotels. I said terrible things about him to justify what I was doing, and now we're here trying to ruin his career because I can't accept that I destroyed my own life. Derek stared at her in shock. Emma, what are you doing? Telling the truth for once, she replied, tears streaming down her face. The live stream exploded with comments. The viewer count hit 50,000 as people shared the feed across social media. My phone was buzzing with notifications from news outlets requesting interviews. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing closer. Someone in the audience had called the police. Derek made one last desperate play, lunging toward me to grab the phone. But he'd forgotten we were on an unfinished floor with construction materials scattered everywhere. His foot caught a loose cable, sending him sprawling into a stack of drywall sheets. The police arrived as Derek was untangling himself from construction debris. Emma was sobbing into her hands, and I was calmly narrating the scene for my live stream audience. And that concludes tonight's entertainment, I said to the camera as officers entered the space. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people show their true selves to the world. The officers escorted Emma and Derek out in handcuffs. Trespassing, attempted vandalism, and breaking and entering charges would follow. The gala continued downstairs, my colleagues and clients treating me like a hero who'd defeated the villains in a real-life drama. I stood on the unfinished balcony as the police cars drove away, my phone still recording the aftermath. The viewer count had peaked at 73,000 people who'd witnessed Emma and Derek's complete public destruction. I guess I didn't need your permission after all, I said to the camera, then ended the stream. The next morning, job offers flooded my email. Apparently, architects who can handle personal drama with such style are in high demand. Emma and Derek became cautionary tales about infidelity in the social media age, their names permanently associated with public humiliation. And me? I got back to doing what I do best, building things that last. The end final character count, 19,047 characters.